Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you all in a good condition. Now, we will discuss about TOEFL IBT listening in academic listening course. The first is TOEFL IBT definition. In 2005, the TOEFL again underwent revisions and was released as the TOEFL IBT, which is the version of the exam still being used today. The TOEFL IBT exam is given online through the internet at designated testing sites. It is recommended that you have basic typing skills in order to complete this exam in a timely manner. This exam measures writing, reading, listening, and speaking skills. The test is administered very frequently throughout the year at various locations. The test takes about 3 until 4 hours to complete. This format of the exam is generally the only option students will have at most locations where they will be taking the TOEFL exam. TOEFL is the most accepted English language test in the world, used by more than 8,500 universities, agencies, and other institutions. The differences between TOEFL IBT and ITP. In TOEFL IBT is internet-based test. Meanwhile, TOEFL PBT is paper-based test. In TOEFL IBT, we need 4 skills, such as reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Then, in TOEFL PBT, we only need 3 skills, such as reading, listening, and writing. In TOEFL IBT, we need to spend 4 hours to do the exam. Then, in TOEFL PBT, we need to spend 2 hours to do the exam. In TOEFL IBT, the highest score is 120. Meanwhile, in TOEFL PBT, the highest score is 677.
Now, I will give you 10 types of question listening section TOEFL IBT. There are 2 sections here. The first is conversation and the second is lecture. Conversation listening passage contains 2 persons who actively speaking with one and another in the college campus for 3 minutes. For conversation, you can note the types of questions that arise after the passage. Okay, the first is detail. Detail question asks you to choose from 4 possible answers about specific information in the conversation. You will most likely meet his type of question as it has a very high frequency level to rise after each conversation listening passage. And then the second, inference. Inference question require you to draw a conclusion based on information in the conversation. Here, you need to gather information using 5W and H. It's like who are the speakers, what are they talking about, when does the conversation happen, and then where does it happen, and why are they talking about, and then like how is the result of the conversation, like that. And it's a bit hard to remember, so you should write it down on the given papers. And then the next is pragmatic. Pragmatic question asks you to understand the function of language on a level deeper than the surface meaning. You need to comprehend the purpose, motivation, attitude, or doubt about a particular point in the conversation. Usually, this type of question will provide you a fragment where the particular point replaces for the question. And the next is purpose. Purpose question asks you to identify the purpose of why the speaker having a conversation and why the professor presenting a material. Here you need to get the implied meaning of the conversation or the lecture. Like you have to choose one most accurate from 4 possible reasons. And then the next section is lecture. Lecture listening passage includes a professor in the college classroom explaining a particular topic such as natural science, social science, humanities, and then arts. It's like for 6 minutes. So let's check the types of question. The first is main idea. Main idea question challenge you to name the topic of the lecture. Say, as the lecture listening passage can be 6 minutes long, you need to take notes about important information. And by rereading your notes while answering this type of question, you can get the correct answer. The next is organization. Organization question demand you to identify the rhetorical composition of a lecture listening passage. You need to understand the chronological order, step in sequence, comparison, or cause and effect of that lecture. Okay, the next is detailed question. Detailed question not only in the conversation listening passage, but also appear in the lecture listening passage. But here it is a bit different because you need to choose 3 correct answers from 6 possible options. And that is why you need to take notes clearly about the information that potentially tested. The next is the technique question. Technique question urge you to distinguish the way that a professor addresses a point. Keep it in your mind, you need to comprehend whether that professor addresses a point by providing definition, giving example, referring sources, or comparing. So taking notes about the lecture listening passage helps you again. It's very important. And then the next is yes no. Yes no question are unique because they request you to check a list of statements in a table as either yes or no. So you need to distinguish which statement match the information in the lecture and which one the opposites. So here you need not taking again. And then the next is connection. It is the last types. Connection question are quite similar to yes-no question. They request you to match the list of phrases or sentences with provide categories in a table. So you have to relate each phrase or sentence with a suitable category, process, or relationship based on information from the lecture listening passage. Yeah, that's all about types of question. It is the most frequently tested in the listening section of TOEFL IBT. Okay, the next is we are going to practice. The first practice is about a conversation passage. I will play the audio and then you can take note or hear the conversation.
You mentioned at the start of last class that you are a fan of live music. I guess I don't have to tell you about the concert at the campus pub on Saturday. It's supposed to be the best show of the year.
I know, I wish I could be there, but I already promised Professor Mathers that I'd have all of the quizzes graded by Monday. I'm afraid I'm going to be stuck in my dorm all weekend because I look after 3 tutorial classes, including yours.
Why did you offer to do that? Did you forget about the concert, or do you really need the money?
Actually, I really need to concentrate on academics this year. If I want to get into the education program, I have to prove that I am serious about being a tutorial leader. It's not about the money. We don't get paid much considering all of the hours we put in.
Have you applied at other schools besides this one? I've heard it's really hard to get into the education program here, but my cousin got accepted at one in a different state, and her grades aren't that good.
That was my original plan, but Professor Mathers asked me to help her out this year, and she also promised to write me a reference letter. I didn't think I could get into the program here, but now I do. My marks are higher than they have ever been, and once I'm done my master's, I hope to do my PhD.
Well, I can see that you're really dedicated. You're going to make an excellent teacher.
Professor, you mean?
Right. Well, I'm sorry you're going to miss the band.
Me too. I can't help feeling a bit jealous. Sometimes I wish I was still in my first year of studies.
Well, I'll tell you all about it on Monday. Oh, and thanks for the homework tips.
Sure, anytime.
Brought to you by EnglishClub.com.
Okay, the first question is okay. The first question is what are the speakers mainly discussing? A. Their plans for next semester. B. Why the woman cannot go to the concert. C. Their favorite band. And D. Finding a tutor. I will give you around 1 minute to think about the answer. Yeps, the correct answer is B. Why the woman cannot go to the concert. This is an understanding the key's question. Why? Because we can see the choice A is incorrect because they are discussing the woman's plan, not the man's. And then the choice C is incorrect because the man suggests it is supposed to be the best show, but does not say it is his favorite band. And then the choice D is also incorrect because repeats the word tutor, which is related to tutorial leader, but neither of the speakers are looking for one, and it's not the main idea. Next, question number 2. What will the woman do on Saturday? A. Teach a class. B. Mark tests. C. Visit her cousin. And then D. Go to a concert. I will give you around 30 seconds. So, the correct answer is B. Yes, mark test. Why? Because this is a detailed question. The choice A is what the woman does, but not on the weekend. And then choice C, repeat the word cousin, but it's not the correct answer. And then choice D is what she wants to do, but cannot. Okay, the next question will be told by Mbak Syifa.
Now, let's move to the next example. The next example is about lecture. So, listen to the audio and try to answer the question.
In last week's lesson about the difference between metals and gems, we discussed how pliable true gold is. Today we are going to be talking about the diamond, the hardest known natural mineral. As most of you know from our introductory chapter, diamonds are the transparent form of pure carbon. Carbon crystals form deep in the Earth's mantle when high temperatures and extreme pressure occur. The term diamond comes from the Greek word adamas, which means unconquerable. In the jewelry business, diamonds are valued according to a few categories known as the 4 C's. The cost of a diamond depends on its carat, color, cut, and clarity. Besides Africa, there are a few areas around the world with large diamond deposits. However, diamond replication is a new trend that threatens the multi-million-dollar industry. Researchers have discovered a way to produce large volumes of diamonds by putting carbon under extreme heat and pressure. This process causes the carbon to crystallize into diamonds. HPTC, which stands for high pressure and high temperature, is also used to change or remove the color of diamonds. A small piece of natural diamond called a seed is often used as the base, and then a synthetic diamond is grown around it. These colorful diamonds, known as fancies, are rare in nature, yet gemologists still consider them genuine. In fact, most people in the jewelry business shy away from the term synthetic diamonds because it suggests that they are not real. Their argument is that man-made diamonds are produced in the very same way as mined diamonds are in nature. Even the trained eye cannot easily detect the difference between a natural diamond and one that is manufactured. While this innovation threatens to devastate the jewelry industry by bringing the cost of true diamonds down, it could also turn the precious stone into a common semiconductor. Not only are diamonds incredible conductors of heat, they are also efficient electrical insulators. Tremendous heat can pass through a diamond without causing any significant damage. It won't be long before computer companies start advertising diamond computer chips. Won't that make for some interesting marketing campaigns?
Brought to you by EnglishClub.com.
Question number 1. What is the purpose of this lecture? A. To compare diamonds and gold. B. To discuss types of gems. C. To discuss the formation of diamonds. D. to review the elements of carbon. I will give you 1 minute to think and answer this question. So, the best answer is C, to discuss the formation of diamonds. Choice A is not the main purpose. Gold is only mentioned once at the beginning of the lecture. Choice B is incorrect because only one gem is discussed. And choice D is too specific. Question number 2. Which of the following is not one of the 4 C's used by the jewelry business? I will give you 1 minute to think and answer this question. And the best answer to this question is A, carbon. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you for your nice attention and see you.